filling our kitchen with so much love is our next guest with the sweet smells of Christmas and showing us how to make her eggnog rum cake. Please welcome back our good friend and host of Southern and Hungry. That's my autobiography, Damaris Phillips. Welcome back.
Thank you all. Thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
You got the memo?
Absolutely.
On the red dress.
Yeah.
Apparently the counter, Cam, Maria, Ken, and Shirley did not, but they got the memo to show up and eat your cake.
True.
This is delicious. So you guys dig in, and we're going to get started. This is an old recipe that came from your grandmother, right?
So my grandmother, I have a bunch of her old recipes, and she's passed, but I've been updating them and getting to know her through the cooking that she did. And so this is a combination of an eggnog and a buttermilk cake. Oh my gosh. We have the cream, butter, and sugar here.
Okay, so it starts basically the same way we would with any other cake. We cream the butter and the sugar.
Absolutely. And you would think that, like, this is something I learned from my grandmother, but she's not really that type. She wasn't the, like, bake with me type.
She had 16 grandchildren, right?
16. She was where they eat with me. Yes, 16 grandkids.
She's kind of busy.
Yeah, so she loved to cook, though. And so all of my childhood, we had all of these delicious recipes, but I'm only just now learning to make them.
Where was she from?
You know, interesting. She was from originally Detroit. Oh, yeah. And then through West Virginia. That's where she learned to cook, because she didn't learn to cook until. She didn't learn to cook until my grandfather and her got married. Oh. So they were living in West Virginia, and she learned to cook. So a lot of the recipes you see are these like real down-home Appalachian.
I love it.
Type of recipes.
My part of the country. So and Ken's too, by the way.
Exactly.
So I will say what was interesting about this recipe when I looked at it, and I realized immediately it was old school because you cream the butter and the sugar, and then as opposed to putting the wet ingredients, you go with the dry ingredients.
Absolutely.
And which includes cornstarch.
Exactly. So there's a couple of different ingredients in here, and you can tell that they were kind of older because it has milk powder in there, and it has the cornstarch. So it's flour, cornstarch, milk powder, salt, a little bit of baking powder.
Okay,
you just go in.
If you were to do it the other way, would the batter not come together correctly?
It wouldn't. It would get too moist, and it would separate. So.
And so, so where does one get milk powder? Does that exist?
Right. Bless your heart.
I have never heard that.
Try the market.
It's just powdered milk. It's the same thing. Have you seen powdered creamer that goes in your coffee? Kind of
it's like next to that.
Kind of similar.
Yeah. And you know, you can even get buttermilk powder.
That's usually a question I would ask.
Totally pulled
That's a Cameron question. That was I can't believe it.
Okay, so now we whisk 4 eggs together.
Yeah, and these are room temperature. It's real important because the butter's room temperature, the eggs are room temperature. That makes everything come together and not separate. Okay. If you forget to take them out of the freezer or refrigerator, where I always do that, put them in warm water.
Okay.
And then they'll warm right up. Okay, go in with my buttermilk.
Your buttermilk, here we go.
And then a little bit more oil. This was an update. All my grandmother's recipes are full butter. Like full butter recipes. But butter tends to dry out. So I'll do half oil, half butter.
Okay.
Keep it kind of moist.
Sure.
And then
some vanilla extract.
Absolutely, please.
And now the star of the show.
Well, I was gonna say something. It's not subtle. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not subtle.
It's not subtle.
So this is a rum cake.
Oh, by the way, yes, it is.
I got that.
Yes. So rum cakes in the South are a big thing. They're like what you have at Christmas.
Right.
So rum cake and eggnog is what we had as little kids.
I mean, it's delicious.
And it's okay for kids though, because it cooks.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is all the alcohol is gonna cook off. So it's totally safe for your family. But if you want to not have rum flavor, which is crazy, you could use a juice or more buttermilk or tea. All works great. Some kind of a liquid.
Yeah, the sweet tea.
Right.
You can do a sweet tea cake too, which is just as good.
I mean,
right? Did we do a sweet tea cake, me and you?
I have a sweet tea pie that'll make your cross-eyed.
Okay. You're gonna come back. And
I'll come back and do sweet tea pie.
Right after we break our New Year's resolutions, you can come back and make that for us.
Mine is eat more sweets every day. New Year's resolution. Okay, go in slow with the liquid so it doesn't kind of separate.
Okay. That's all right.
Don't worry. I spilled a little, y'all.
If you don't make a mess, it doesn't taste good.
Yep.
Okay, so then this comes together.
Yep.
Hit it a little harder.
No, you're doing great.
Kind of get this down the sides.
Yep, get in there.
There you go. Because you really want it to come together. Now, is this going to be a really wet batter?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to look wet. Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Now.
Oh, my goodness.
Boop. Just get that little bit that's still stuck there, because your mixer can never do it all the way perfect.
Yes.
Mix, 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 mix. Don't over mix though, because it'll get tough.
Now we've prepared our bundt cake, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way. It almost looks like Elsa's castle from Frozen.
Yeah, so nowadays, so the bundt was invented in the 50s.
Mom of a young child.
I was just gonna say somebody's got a 4-year-old.
Right? It's like
Okay.
a Frozen castle.
So you can get all different types now of bundt cakes. The important thing is to spray it, and then if it's the first time using it, spray it with one of the sprays that has flour in it, and then dust it with a little bit of granulated sugar.
Yes.
That'll make sure that it comes
First
out.
time, but other time just.
Just to test it out, man.
Right.
You get these like new
Otherwise,
bunts,
you don't need the
try
flour
it
though
out.
once it's
Right.
used.
No, you just kind of got to get to know your bundt. Go in there.
Do
with
you want me to
it.
pour it?
Pour
Okay.
it. You do all that.
Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that.
You just look in a
it's so
circle.
beautiful.
What? What?
Oh my
And is that mixed enough as it is like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
Absolutely.
So beautiful. And you don't want to fill it to the top because it's going to puff up, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be great.
There we
It's
go.
Look.
Okay, so then we pop that in the oven.
375.
For how long?
50 to 60 minutes. You're gonna know it's golden brown. It's delicious. It smells like heaven, and a little bit of rum.
Okay, yeah, it does.
And then
you let it rest, right? You need it to cool.
absolutely.
Oh, look at this.
And here it is.
Before you turn it out, you always put it on like some sort of a little sheet, and then give it a little wiggle.
Oh,
That does deserve some applause, ladies and
Now, we
gentlemen.
could serve it like that, but you've made an eggnog glaze that is just divine.
So eggnog was the thing that my grandmother made for us. That was Christmas, and so this is eggnog, white chocolate, little bit of corn or powdered sugar, and then you just drizzle slow, right?
And you do a few
Like, I can't
layers.
take
Yeah.
my eyes off it right now. I'm
This-
transfixed.
is.
That's like the snow going down the castle.
This really is like Elsa's castle now, y'all.